and welcome to SoulTopia Shenanigans with Michelle Welch. I am so happy to be back with you guys tonight, and thank you for watching, however you're watching. I'm glad that we are filming tonight. We are still getting together our live episodes, whether they're online or however we're bringing them to you. I don't understand all that stuff, but I've got people behind the scenes, Cassie and Roger, working on that for me, and our online classes, all of that has really been in the works for 2 years, but we just want to make it just right when we bring it to you. And so it's been delayed just a little bit, but it's really exciting and it is coming soon. So tonight I decided to talk about one of my favorite topics. You guessed it, crystals. So there are going to be some little interesting things that I think you'll learn tonight about some of your favorite stones. So let's get started. I decided tonight to talk about one of the most popular stones in our store, and it's probably in many stores. It's Labradorite. And one of the reasons I think this stone is so popular is the way that it looks and the way that it plays and flashes with the light. So what I did is I just began to look at the stones, a few of the other stones that actually also do that. And I found some interesting things and how they're connected and related actually in the geology of the stones, but also related in the properties that they bring you when you're working with these stones. Okay, so here we go. And the first part of what I'm talking about, don't turn me off or fast forward right now, because this is really interesting how it ties together. We're going to talk touch on a little about where these stones come from, what the stones mean, the names mean, and how they get their names. Because this is very important when you find out how what the properties of the stones are. Many stones' properties come from the history and the lore of where they're from. Okay, so stones and crystals are usually named for where they're from, who found them, or what they look like. Okay, so with Labradorite, that's easy for me to say. With Labradorite, it was found in 1770 in Labrador, Canada. So it was named Labradorite. Okay, now it is a feldspar. Feldspar means fieldstone. And I think the reason that's really cool is because the feldspar family, if you pick up many stones, it'll be from the feldspar family, or many rocks, okay, which have those minerals in them. They'll be from the feldspar family. And that feldspar, they put plant nutrients, actually out into the soil, such as potassium. So that to me is really fascinating, how they just put those plant nutrients back out into the soil. Okay, so Labradorite being one of our most popular, this piece actually is one of our most popular pieces up at SoulTopia. These stones don't tend to last long. This one's kind of hung around. So I'm not sure if it belongs to SoulTopia or it's just waiting for the right person. I feel it's waiting for the right person, because almost everybody eyes this stone when they come in, this piece when they come in. So the thing with it is the flash of light. I call it the flash of light that these stones get. And there's a lot of lore associated with that flash of light. Okay, whether people who probably knew, tribes that knew about these stones and had found these stones way before 1770. So that's very interesting too. And to talk about this flash of light and how it's associated maybe with the northern lights and different lights. Very, very interesting. But this flash of light is known in the Labradorite as labradorescence. It's also known as the Schiller effect in many stones. Now, what can get confusing in different stones is they'll call it different things. They'll call it adventurescence. They'll call it labradorescence. They'll call it the Schiller effect. Basically, it's a flash of light. And what that means is if you're moving the stone, or if the light is changing on the stone, or if you are moving, okay, around the stone, then the way the stone looks will look different. So Labradorite can look gold, it can look yellow, orange, green, blue, and even have a flash of purple like the ring I have on. Now, we're going to zoom in on this, and I'm not sure because, like I said, sometimes to see the flash or the labradorescence or the Schiller effect, it's based on those three things. It's based on the movement of the stone, the movement of the person, and because of the camera's not moving, or a flash of light. We may not, and because I'm moving it, I don't know if she can zoom in. You may not see, but this one has, it's the Purple Mountain Majesty. It's got a flash of purple. So that is really beautiful, and these go really fast at SoulTopia. This is set in sterling silver. So I have that one on. So hopefully you see that. It's just a beautiful purple in there within the Labradorite. If not, it's because of those three reasons that I just said that the camera didn't pick that up so well, okay? Because we're not flashing it or moving it, or the camera's not moving around it. Okay, so Labradorite and these stones that we're going to talk tonight are tied together because of being in the feldspar family and because of having what I said, that what I call the flash of light, but it's known as those different things, Schiller effect or labradorescence or whatever it's called for the certain stone, because they want to make it confusing sometimes. But they're also known as magic stones. And I believe it's a lot of times they're known as magic stones because of the way the light plays on it, because it looks like you're moving in between dimensions. If you sit and meditate with some of these stones, you'll feel like you're going in between dimensions, okay? And just an interesting point here, just food for thought, okay? So a lot of people will talk about past lives. What about alternate lives? Just a thought. Just alternate lives, okay? Because I've meditated with one, and no, I don't mean split personalities. I mean alternate lives. That's going to be my next question that I'm going to put on my Facebook that people seem to get all riled up about. Boy, I tell you, you know when you push somebody's buttons, when you put someone on Facebook, it's like I just put some little question on Facebook like, do you like crystal skulls, or what's your opinion on them? And boy, people get all riled up. So I guess we all have things that push our buttons, right? Right, Cassie? We all have things. And it's interesting to find out what those things are. I'm not trying to push your buttons, though. I'm just trying to get discussion going, because I think it's your opinion that matters, not always what somebody else says, okay? So that's a little digression, but it does take you into, I believe, not only past lives, future lives, and maybe alternate lives, which I find to possibly be different than past lives, unless maybe they're going on simultaneously, right? Okay, so that's really cool. The other thing that these stones will do, especially Labradorite, is it will help you with, what was it I was just going to say? It will help you with, goodness, the patterning. Finding synchronicities in your life, and really realizing what those are. And the all your clairs, your clairvoyance, not just your clairvoyance, but your a lot of it, people think it's just a seer stone, but it's not. If you were to wear earrings, it might help your clairaudience. So it will help you with actually observation control, or that control of those things that you're seeing in synchronicity. So synchronicity control and learning to find those patterns. It will help with that. So many things. It's also known as the shaman stone. But there's a lot of things that I think people just tend to think it's just one thing, or it'll help me open up my third eye or my intuitive abilities. Yes, but just dig deeper when you're working with the stone. I would invite you to do that. Now, it has been said, and I paraphrase here, that when working with magic, a tyrant will maybe want to have control over himself, over others, whereas a true master will want to have control over himself. Okay, self-control, self-mastery. So what this stone does is it helps you work with, and so do several of the others, work with your self-mastery, not doing magic or setting intentions or manifesting harm on others, which I would never agree with. I believe in do no harm, and I believe in working for the highest good of all. So this would be for mastery for yourself, self-mastery, learning to evolve and to gain control over those things that seem to best you and that you tend to struggle with, because that to me is part of what we are doing coming here to Earth, is trying to learn those lessons. So Labradorite can actually help with that. one of the coolest things that I want to make sure that I say about Labradorite, and I'm not sure that the camera will get this, so I'm not going to really move it. I don't know if it'll get the flash of light. I'll kind of move it. But Labradorite is encased in a dark underlying color, right? It's almost like a charcoal kind of color, or it seems like. But it's got all this beautiful schiller over it. So the thing with that to me is I get a little bit tired of hearing about, oh, that person's negative. Oh, there's negative energy there. I'm going to just tell you straight up, that's one of my pet peeves. I get really tired of it. And because what I think you should be doing is I think you should be looking like a Labradorite. How you pick up a Labradorite and you take the time to look at it. And you take the time to move it around and find the beauty in it. And now I see it. I see a beautiful blue. I see a beautiful gold. Oh, wow, over there's blue and gold together. As opposed to just going, oh, wow, that looks like a dull gray rock. If we would take the time to do that with everybody instead of just saying, oh, they're boring, or oh, they're not pretty, or oh, they are uninteresting, or oh, they have negative energy and I don't like them. Well, you know what? Maybe if we take the time to look for the schiller effect in them, we might be surprised at what we find. And those nuggets of beauty, and you find more and more and more the deeper you look. And I think that's personally one of the biggest things that Labradorite and a lot of these stones tonight can teach us. Because I'm just going to tell you, if you're going to hang around me, I'm getting a little bit tired of all the talk, of all the negative energy about people, okay? Or about this place or that place. Well, why don't you go in and you bring the light and you try to look for the good in people before you go there first. Let's work on that. Me too, okay? All right, sermon for the night. So now we're going to move to Sunstone. And so Sunstone is Oglioclase feldspar. It's still a feldspar, and it is very much related to Labradorite. Interesting, right? Because Sunstone is a very bright color. But honestly, some pieces of Sunstone are almost like white. But what makes them so beautiful is those glints of orange. It actually has some hematite in it. And they're those beautiful glints of orange, and there's sparkles. It's almost as if somebody just put a piece of glitter in there. And they're very connected with the sun energy, like Ra, the god Ra. We're going to go over in our class starting on Thursday nights, our gods and goddesses class. So we invite you all to come. It's going to be awesome. So think about it. That was magic. People very much in Egyptian times, but not only in Egyptian times, all over the world, they looked to the sun as being creation. They looked to the sun as being power. They look for the sun as being magic. So this is the Sunstone, and it is vitality. It's connected with your sacral chakra, and it could also, I believe, work with very much with your solar plexus to bring about vitality and just a very good, feel-good stone. But it's also a magic stone also, because it's in that same family, okay? All right, and now we're going to talk about, let's just, while we're at it, go to orthoclase feldspar. Okay, this is where we get to Moonstone. Now, Moonstone could be a whole nother night, and I'm going to touch on Moonstone, though, because Moonstone is absolutely beautiful. Since I talked about the Sunstone, I am going to talk about, and this piece is gorgeous. Again, the camera may not do it justice because we don't have what? The flash of light, or necessarily the movement of the piece. I'm moving it, but she might not be able to focus, or the camera itself moving around, or a person moving around the piece. Okay, so I feel that we can do a whole nother show on Moonstone, but what I wanted to show you is that it is in the same family, okay, and because it has that effect, okay. Within the Sunstone, they would call it sometimes the adventurescence, Remember how I said labradorescence with the labradorite? I'll call it flash, whatever you want to call it. Some people in the Moonstone look for the blue. I think the blue's beautiful in the Moonstone, but you can see other colors in the Moonstone too. Again, you need to look for it, all right? And take that time to look for it. But it's in the same family, okay? Now, one that I failed to mention that is also in the same family just because of the Schiller effect. I'm going to just use that word Schiller. I think they actually use adventurescence with this, but it's called Nuummite. Now, Nuummite is very much tied to Labradorite, and I'll tell you why. First of all, they're both dark stones, but Nuummite has a gold Schiller in it. And I'm not sure that you can really see it in these pieces, but they do. If you hold them in your hand, you will get an electric charge, okay? It is known as the Sorcerer's Stone. So everything that I said back when I was talking about the Labradorite, as far as what you should do on self-mastery and how you can work with it, those all apply to Nuummite, okay? So it is a Sorcerer's Stone, a magic stone, but it is going to really make you look within yourself also. So don't pick it up thinking, oh boy, I'm just going to be working on some magic and doing all these things. Yeah, it's going to have you work on yourself too. So just get ready, okay? All right. So surprisingly, also within this family is a microcline or microcline, and it is in the feldspar family, and I'm just going to show you this stone tonight. Another one that could be another whole nother show. It's Amazonite, which is one of my absolute favorites. It's a blue, and it's a stone of the absolutely just a beautiful stone of the throat chakra. This is a stone for strength. This is a stone for, I believe, could also even be used for strength for the heart, connecting the heart and the throat. And again, I won't go deep into all the properties of this, but it is known as Amazonite. Okay? All right. Now, I am not sure. I will tell you, I've had several takes tonight, and I just want to make sure that I touch on a few things that I'm not sure I got in tonight. If I did, I will be repeating myself just briefly. Sunstone is also known as heliolite, and I find that very interesting, that helio meaning sun, okay? If you think about bloodstone, that's known as heliotrope, okay? So these things are very interesting to me. Maybe not to you, but for those of you that they are. And also, I'm not sure that I touched on spectrolite. So in this take, you guys, so if I did, we're going to repeat it. Spectrolite is a form of labradorite that is from Finland, okay? Because as I said, stones get their name, often get their names from where they're from. And this was from Labrador, Canada. Well, if this stone, later they find these stones in other places, right? Because when you look stones up in the books, they're like, it's from, Canada, Russia, Brazil, blah, 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 all these places. I'm not saying Labradorite is from those places, but you'll find all these places they're from. Well, they found a grade of a type of Labradorite in Finland, and they called it spectrolite. So for those of you who come in to stores and you're looking for spectrolite, and you think you can tell just by, oh, this one's really pretty, so this is spectrolite. The way you know it's spectrolite is it's from that mine and that place in Finland. That is how. That is it. Okay? That is how you know. So don't let anybody else tell you any different, because that is how you know. All right? So how do these all tie together besides just the geology of the rocks that I found very, very fascinating? I think it's all about the fact that they're all magical stones because of the flash or the schiller of light within the stones, and how we can use them as seer stones. But as I said, I'm not one who thinks you necessarily always have to put like earrings on for clear audience, for clear hearing. I mean, I wear bracelets usually. Usually I have a million bracelets on. Tonight I went with simplicity. But I don't think you always have to do that. For instance, I have a Labradorite on right now. It's one of my favorite pieces that we just got in. And you guys, I highly recommend these for you Labradorite lovers because it has a piece of a polished Labradorite and it has the raw form of the Labradorite. These are some of the prettiest pieces I've ever seen, and we have them in the gold casing and the silver, and they're going fast. Not kidding you when I say that. But these are absolutely beautiful. Well, I wear them on clips around my neck because that to me is easy. I had on some Moldavite earrings. Just to let you know, though, I did have on Moldavite earrings the other day, and I had them on for like 3 weeks, and I was being really dingy. And finally, I realized take them out of my ears. But I'll tell you, if I'd had that Moldavite on here, if I'd had on my third eye, or if I'd had on my ears for me, or I'd had them in my hands, it would be, for me, almost the same. Many books, though, will tell you if you want clear audience, put them on your ears. If you want, clairvoyance, tape it to your third eye. To me, just get them on your body. Get them in your pocket. If you have to put them in your purse, get them in your purse. That's fine, too. You don't have to get so picky. A lot of it's about intention. Okay, so I hope you guys had fun with these stones tonight and learned a little bit, and I think I covered all of them. They're all really wonderful stones. With all stones, as these stones, I would encourage you to do this. When you pick up a stone, look for something special about that stone. You can feel it. A lot of people act like you just have to feel it. You can also look for something special in the stone. You may find a picture in the stone. You may find an inclusion in the stone. The inclusions are what are beautiful. And one of the biggest things I always want to leave you with is that, for instance, this piece that I bought, Roger bought it for me, so I need to be honest. It is beautiful. There were clear ones, and this was a nice present for me from Roger. There were those of these that were clear and very, very, very clear. Well, guess what? I chose not to get that one. I wanted the one with the black tourmaline, and that is black tourmaline in there. I wanted that one. I wanted the one with the inclusions, with the variety inside of it, the different inclusions. Someone else may think that might not be perfect. To me, that made it all the more perfect. And I think that's how people are, and I encourage us all. Really, it's big on my mind tonight. My guides are just telling me hugely that this is something we all need to hear. Just to stop looking for the perfection. And I'm not talking physical. I'm talking about perfection in people. It gets a little old. Just because we're light workers, quote unquote. Somebody told me that means... Kay Horn, a local artist, told me that means knowledge bearer. And I kind of like that because it doesn't mean perfect worker. Okay? We're not. Or we wouldn't be here still. That's why this represents that to me. Okay? So let's take a couple of readings. We pre-chose these randomly, and for hopefully soon you'll be able to call in. And we're going to do crystal readings, and they're going to be brief, okay? If you guys enjoy these readings and want a full reading from me, there are many times that you can come to our store and get discounted readings. The first Sunday of the month, the third Sunday of the month, I read at the first Sunday of the month. And then other than that, that's pretty much when I have my discounted readings. But we have other readers at the SoulTopia Sensation on the third Sunday of the month, and our Friday Fun Night, that's the first Sunday of the month, where we had a blast. We had Crystal Bingo this time, and we had a couple of readers, and so you can get discounted readings. But otherwise, you guys, call and make an appointment with me, because I would love to see you. And you can have a phone reading or an in-person reading or healing. And I'm also opening up a place for about 6 to 8 private students during this term. While I'm doing the Gods and Goddesses on Thursday night, I'm going to take 6, actually probably 7. I'll probably stop it at 7, and I'm probably already have about 3 that have committed without me even announcing it. So there are plenty of opportunities to get these readings. I have cut back on the readings that I just do on Facebook for free because I really want you to tune into the show, and I really want you to come visit us in the store. I will continue to do those every now and then, but they do, as you know, I am channeling and I am taking the time to do, and they take a lot of work. So I appreciate that y'all enjoy those. So watch for those, but be checking our website, www.soultopia.guru, for all the events that we have coming up at SoulTopia, and come see us. And then, of course, keep following me on Facebook and following SoulTopia on Facebook, and we will keep posting some free readings, but they will not be as frequently as they were. And I will keep doing some on here, okay? All right. I just need, I believe in value, okay? I believe in value, and I believe in exchange. So thank you for that. All right, so the first reading we're going to have is Laura, and I'm going to spell her last name, and I'll tell you why, because the name that I go by, besides Welch, my kid's name, has this SCH too. So and sometimes people butcher the name. So I don't want to butcher it. So it's Laura, SCHLETTE. Okay? So Laura, I'm going to do a crystal reading for you, and it's going to be brief. And we want these, and we ask that all ego of mine get out of the way. Nothing that I feel personally as a person that needs to be said, but only that which is for the highest good of Laura, and that alone, and also for anyone listening, that this would fall on the ears of someone else that may need to hear this, okay? And it's this one right here. Okay, I actually had this on earlier, and I took it off to put this Labradorite on. So it's pronounced either unakite or unikite. I've seen it pronounced both ways, but it's spelled Unakite. And it's a beautiful stone that has some green and pink in it. It has a lot to do, because of that, Laura, with the heart chakra. And what I'm going to say about that is that has a lot to do with conditioned beliefs. Things that are from your past that have affected you, that are still affecting you. And what I mean specifically by that is they're affecting you in that you've been conditioned to believe that this is how it's going to turn out, or this is how it has to be, or because of this, I have to respond in this way, or because of this, this person's going to respond in this way. And you're conditioned to do certain things a certain way because of that. Okay, you understand conditioned beliefs, but it also connects to conditioned beliefs about things you were taught that you might feel guilty of that you believe now. Okay, one more note on that. So it has to do, that's how it affects the heart chakra. It also has to do for you specifically, and I'm not knowing right now with the time we have, I'm not wanting to get too much into this, but I'm going to tell you, and also because of the privacy of this person, I'm going to say, it also has something to do, and I'm using the words dad / and or father figure. I'm not sure why it's coming out like that. So there's something about that for you. Okay? The message that I gave you before is tied to that. All right? If you have any questions on that, you could shoot me a brief text or make an appointment on it. Okay? And that's not to bait you into an appointment, but a brief text. But I think you'll know, and you won't even need to. I'm getting that you'll know what that is. It's not real ominous, but it's something that you need to hear. Okay? Dad and / or father figure is what that's connected to. Okay. Thank you, Laura. All right, next one. How's our time? No idea, huh? We've had so many takes tonight, you guys. So many. All right. Who knows what you guys got tonight? I have no idea. All right. So, Laura Meacham, you wrote, and so I feel I can share this since you put it on Facebook, that you are starting a new business. And of course, with that, are some concerns, and which I admire. Concerns being a responsible word of the cost involved and how it will go. Okay, so I understand that totally. All right. This card just keeps popping out, and I'm not sure what that is on there, but it was there for a reason. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, this card was popped out for a reason. Laura, as things stand right now, and things can shift, but whatever you are doing, I'm going to say 2 times, while I'm recording this, which is whatever night this is, Monday night. Can you tell I'm kind of tired? Monday night at about, by now it's almost 9 o'clock. Monday night at about 9 o'clock, 5 till 9, or when you listen to this, okay? It is good. Good news for your business. So whatever the process that you are going through right now, when this is being recorded, and I'm going to add when you watch this, and I would watch out for if you've changed anything drastically between those 2 times, okay? Because I feel it's more right now. The answer is I feel good about it. It's jade. It's good luck. If your heart is in this, it needs to be all the way in. And let's go back to what I said about concerns. I used the word concern. It wasn't your word, I don't believe. Due diligence is great. But go all in with your heart. I don't mean necessarily your money. With your heart, be all in. Okay? Because I do feel you couldn't have gotten listen to me, you couldn't have gotten much better of a card for an answer. Would y'all agree? Yeah, that's really good. Okay? But I feel my message to you that I'm getting is it's this moment in time. The energies could shift. So remember when you watch it and look back to this time on Monday at about 9 o'clock at night. Okay? Fair enough? All right. All right, so we've got... my eyes are not working tonight. Carrie, I apologize. I cannot read what I wrote. It's either Mitchell or Mitchum. I think it's Carrie Mitchell. I know you from Facebook. And I apologize for not reading that exactly right. But Carrie, this is for you. I think it's Mitchell. Okay. There was no specific question. This is the card. And guess what? Boom. Nuummite again. All right. So that's so funny because it happens, and we've had 3 heart chakra cards in a row. This one, Carrie, I feel this one is more about connecting with nature. Nuummite is very much a gardening stone. Now, I sort of heard, not so much a gardener. Okay, so maybe that's me saying, no, I'm not so much a gardener. But yes, you are. Okay? So find what it is. Find what plant that is. And I feel you're supposed to I invite you to combine the crystals and the gardening. Watch out for the crystals that fade. But there are crystals, and I put a Nuummite with your gardening. And I don't mean you have to plant a full garden, but yeah, I really, really feel it. This is going to get you outside. It's going to get you in a little sun. If nothing else, it's going to get you by a windowsill. Okay? Just do a couple plants. Start simple if you need to. That's your message. It's gardening. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know if you have, we all probably have somewhere in our history, gardeners or farmers, but my grandparents were farmers on my mom's side. So I do have farmers pretty recently in my family history. And And there's so much to be learned from that. So it's interesting because for you, I feel you do too. I'm not sure if you go far back enough, like I said, we probably all do, but I feel there's a message from someone in your family that actually is a gardener that you need to hear, that would be very important for you to hear. The gardener in your family, whoever that is, get in touch with them, okay? If they didn't do it for a living, they're known to be the gardener. And it is your family. I was asking just now, is it a neighbor or someone like that? No, it's in your family. Yeah, for sure. That's an interesting message. So I'd like to hear about that. Okay, so we have Ebony. So Ebony, I'm thrilled to read for you. And you said you really need some insight right now. And so I felt a little heaviness around that when I read the message. So let's see what happens for you, Ebony, with our reading here. It's this one. Okay. Ebony, you got fluorite, and a couple things come to mind. I feel a bit of a chaos. I feel there needs to be some organization brought to your life right now. You feel there's a lot of chaos going on. So take one thing at a time. You're trying to take everything all at the same time, and it's just overwhelming you. Start with the one thing you know that you can find a solution to. That one thing. Don't start with the biggest, hardest thing. Start with the one thing you can do. Okay? Your spirit guides will help you. They are with you more than you think. They really are. Your ancestors are with you. Call upon your ancestors. Connect with them. Connect strongly with them. I feel like you do have a lot of things going in a lot of different directions that you have some questions about, and you're going to have to really narrow that down to something you feel you can get some closure and some resolution. Maybe it's not closure, but some resolution, some direction on that one thing, okay? So I will tell you, I feel like specifically to help with that, your ancestors, I keep asking which archangel would help you, which one should you call on, and they kept telling me, no, it's her ancestors, that those are the guides that are going to help you. So call on them. If you don't know who that is, ask a family member, okay? Now, these are deep past ancestors where you're connecting, but there's also some ancestors that are from maybe 3-4 generations ago, okay, that you're to call on, that work with you, all right? Not just the ones from many, 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 many generations ago, but both, okay? All right. We have Rita Lucaro, I believe. And you guys, I'm butchering names tonight because for some reason my eyes have just gone fuzzy when I've started reading. Just completely blurred over, okay? So forgive me. Sometimes I even mispronounce my own name. I even forget which name I go by. I'm sorry. So if I mess you guys up, don't hold it against me. Okay. I do. Oh, wow. Okay, this is really nice. It's interesting. I think every stone we've drawn tonight has been a green stone, and I promise you they're not all green in this. So it's all about the heart lately. But this one is your heart chakra, Rita. It's prehnite, okay, which is just a high ascension stone. It's connected to the heart, but it's also very high ascension. But for you to connect to those higher realms, yes, you are, but to continue, and sometimes you wonder, okay, I don't know that I'm connecting like I want to. We all sometimes feel like, oh, wait, I'm there, and then I feel some blocks, or I don't like the word blocks, but I feel lately, that word came out for me. Sometimes it feels that way. I just feel kind of, I get there, then I have some trouble connecting and then I'm there again. Okay, well, we do have ebbs and flows. That's okay. I feel like you have some, we all do, but I'm going to talk stellar gateway here, the healings that I do. I feel like you could use a stellar gateway healing. If you can't come in or you don't want to, then I would take a black kyanite yourself and try to clear out your stellar gateway that holds a lot of that karmic residue and get rid of that which is not serving you, so that then you can go and connect higher to your transpersonal chakras. Okay? Yeah, I feel that. I feel like you're asking about that. You are definitely needing or wanting to connect higher, and you're almost there. It's just there needs to be some decluttering done. That's not rude, because we all have that, and we all every now and then just need to clear that junk out. Okay? So I looked on my SoulTopia page to see who commented there, and I saw that my dear friend Pina had commented there. So my last reading tonight will be for Pina, and she's a precious friend and healer here at SoulTopia Sensation. She won't be here this month. While I'm shuffling these cards, I do want to tell you guys that is on May 21st, and we are having, this is going to be a good one. I wish Pina was going to be here. It's space. It's a space issue, because we have everybody wanting to come this month. So hopefully all you guys will come and come see all these great healers and messengers and speakers. It's going to be fabulous. Okay? We even have the famous Neil, who's going to be on our panel discussion. He's going to be healing, but he also agreed to be a panel discussion. So that's great. If you guys know Neil, I have to get him to behave. No, I won't. All right, Pina. Pina. Wow. That same card. Pre-night. Y'all saw me shuffle them, right? Okay. Pre-night. I know you're all rewinding now to see if I really did. Or I would be. All green cards were drawn tonight. All heart chakra stones. Heart chakra is where, and I'm going to tell you why I think that's happening. Because I think everything is coming about to be about our heart right now. Okay? We're operating from, and that doesn't mean emotions always. Heart center. And that's why I even talked about that with the Labrador, where it seems dark, but it's not. And for you to look for the good in people. That's something that Pina does. It's one thing I like about her. She brings a calm and a gentleness to everyone around her. I love that about her. She is the ultimate in class and beauty. But Pina, your message is the same as the one for Rita. I can make this short and sweet. It's the same. I really believe there's some stellar gateway, karmic clearing that needs to go on. And I would invite you to come in for a stellar gateway healing, or do it yourself. I know you're a healer, and I know you can do that too. Do the meditation from the stellar gateway for that which does not serve you karmically to be released. We are holding on, a lot of us, to stuff from the old paradigm and old conditioned beliefs that does not serve us anymore. A lot of people will say, oh, those karmic contracts have gone away, and there's debate. Are there contracts? Are there not contracts? Don't waste your time with that debate unless you just want to. I'll put that on Facebook too so everybody can discuss it. But, really, who cares? I mean, I guess we should care. But what you should be asking is, okay, what's up here in my stellar gateway, and I'm pointing here because that's where I envision it, that serves me, that I need to be there, and is there anything that doesn't need to be there? And if it doesn't need to be there, I don't want it there, okay? And I want to get rid of it. If it's not serving my highest and best good. If it is serving my highest best good, then I need to deal with that karmic contract, okay? So for you, Pina, there's some things that you've been going through, some things you've been questioning, your process and your evolution, so to speak, your spiritual evolution over the past year and a half, that I feel you are actually having some questions about. And I feel it's that stellar gateway, that black kyanite and selenite, that if you will really clear that karmic residue out, You're going to connect into those transpersonal chakras like you would never believe. Okay? All right. Thanks, you guys. And I've mentioned a lot of the things that we have coming up. Thursday nights, we have the Gods and Goddesses series with me and Alice Gilbert. So the intuitive class will be put on a little bit of hold for about 6 to 8 weeks. Not sure exactly how long. I tend to play those sorts of things by ear. Let Spirit guide us. So I will be taking some personal clients during that time for intuitive coaching. Okay. And then we are wrapping up our crystal class this week. Level 1, we will be beginning our Crystal 2 at some point. It may be fall. I'm working on those live classes. I'm determined to get those online for you guys. And then we have coming up also that SoulTopia sensation that I really, really would love to see you guys at the third Sunday of the month on May 21st. Check out. There's so much more going on our calendar. We have Donna Godlights here now with Allison and Bill Ramsey of the Crystal Portal. The Crystal Portal is the name of their business. And I'm going to leave somebody out. We have the people who are always here, Tina and Emma, Alice, Lucy, and me here doing healings and readings at SoulTopia. So there's just so much going on. This Friday night, we have Neil doing a channeling circle here. So I did want to say that from 7:30 to 9:30 at SoulTopia. Those are always fun and interesting. You do not want to miss that. And I will announce one other thing before I go. On September 9th, and yeah, I know that's a long way out, a friend of ours, Dakota Lawrence, who is very well known for his mediumship. He's been doing mediumship since he was 15. He had a TV program. He's done it for a long time. He's been on TV when he was little, actually, or a teenager. I saw one of his shows, and I call it a show. And if anybody takes offense to that, sorry. It's a mediumship where he connects, and I am telling you he does. He can also answer other questions besides for those of your loved ones that have passed. He can answer any kind of questions you want. But on September the 9th, we are having a gallery, and really, you guys, there are 40 seats, and they are on the internet now on soultopia.guru. You can buy the tickets, $40, but there's only 40 seats, and he has 5 readings available, and I believe a couple of those have already sold. And a lot of seats have sold because it went online on our calendar, and word just kind of got around, so the seats are selling like hotcakes. So I highly recommend, and the reason I say it's a show is because even if you don't get a reading, because not everyone does in his gallery, it is worth it. He is hilarious and really just amazing to watch and entertaining to watch. And really, what is wrong with that? What's wrong with having a little bit of fun when you're doing spiritual work? Come on, you guys. Let's have some fun. So come to Dakota's show because it's really worth it. You'll be sorry if you miss it. Okay, he doesn't do very many in the Dallas area. So that's our show for tonight. And I just really want to thank you for joining us. And I invite you all to come into SoulTopia anytime and take any of our classes and come see us and just hang out. I've told people, I want to say one more thing. I've told people recently, some people who are kind of down and they come in, if you want to come into SoulTopia and hang out, that's okay. You know, we have to wait on people that are coming in and customers, but if you need to just hang out, come hang out. We are here, and we're open for you every day but Monday, and we're here just like tonight, many late nights. So come see us, and we really appreciate you. And until next time, Crystal Cheers.